This is a Polaroid 600 camera. Alright, so this style of camera actually came out in the 80s. Polaroid cameras are actually a lot older than that. But this particular 600 version of the camera is from the 80s. So this camera right here is about 40 years old. It still works, and just the features on the outside. We've got a viewfinder. This is where the film actually pops out. I've got a little frog's tongue in here, which you'll see later when I actually shoot a film. You've got the shutter release here, and then a little latch to open the front so you can put another cartridge in. More on that later too. You have a little window here with the film count, and then a little light which works as like a flash indicator. So when you open this, which is hinged, the little light should come on to tell you that the flash is ready and there's battery in it. It actually works with the battery. So it's pretty simple to use. You look down here, you hold it like this with your finger on the shutter release, look through the viewfinder and snap a picture. But before that, so how does this work? You open the lid, and let's go through some more things that it has in here. You can actually kind of tell the age of this camera. The flash here, the glass, has gone a bit yellow. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video. As I mentioned before, this is a 600, which means that it takes 600 film. There are actually many types of Polaroid cameras. Like I said, the 600 that I'm showing you right now was around about maybe in the 80s, but there was a few models before that and then a few models after that. Let me just show you some of the more popular ones. That's the lens right there. And this is actually your viewfinder. So you're not looking through the lens like the SLR. It has two settings for the lens. It has a 1.2 meter to infinity. So that's anything from a big group to forever away. And a 0.6 to 1.2. So this is for taking photos of people up close, portraits. And what it does, all it does is snap a little piece of plastic in front of your viewfinder to kind of make it seem closer, and in front of the lens too. See that? So everyone's pretty familiar with what Polaroid films look like. Polaroid photos. What it is a white frame and your photo in the middle. You can get these now with different colors on the outside, black and whites, all sorts of things. But here's the tricky bit. These are actually really expensive because not many places make them anymore. It's an outdated technology. Again, like over time, things have gotten better. But yeah, not many places make these anymore. They're very expensive, and one cartridge only gives you 8 shots. Let's talk about one very simple myth surrounding Polaroid pictures. Not sure if anyone's familiar with that Outcast song that tells you to shake it like a Polaroid picture, but you're actually not supposed to shake these. I'll tell you why. So these things, when they live inside your cartridge, they have ink already on them. And what taking a photo does is expose this to whatever light you're focusing on, which then gets imprinted on this. pops out, and as you probably know, it takes a while. So it's instant, but it still requires time for it to develop properly. What you actually want to do is, when this pops out of the machine, you want to put it in a dark place almost immediately and leave it there for maybe 10 minutes. Just forget about it. That will give you the best results. If you shake these, what you're doing is shaking all the ink. You won't get as nice a picture. So please don't listen to outcasts and don't shake your Polaroid pictures. So I mentioned before about a frog tongue. What this is a piece of black plastic that sits in there. It's rolled up. When you take a picture, the picture uncoils it, and the frog tongue actually protects the picture from light. So that's just temporary till you can put it in something that's going to protect it properly. I think they're really good, especially if you're taking these out on adventures in the sun on nice days. You really want those first few seconds of the photo popping out for it to be as protected as you can without being exposed to too much sun, which will ruin your photo. If you can see here, it's got 2 shutter releases. So the darker little one is a no flash shutter release. The big green one activates the flash. So you see how the frog tongue pops out? Probably guess right now why they call it a frog tongue, but it's actually the picture being protected by black plastic. So you can leave it here if you like, but if you're anything like me, you want to go take more photos. So I usually remove it from this thing and either put it upside down somewhere or stick it in the pocket of your jacket or your bag. We'll wait for this to turn out. Where can you get yourself one of these? Like I said, not many places still make these. You can get the new ones, which I'm not a very big fan of, but that's personal preference. The new ones are fine, but if you want original, time-valued machines that have signs of wear and tear, and I like to call it loved up, you can see sometimes where you'd hold cameras, they show signs of wear, which to me means that they've been used. I like that, but again, that's personal preference. They say everything old is new again. I'd believe that. Certain things, some trends go out of style, and then give them 20 years, they come back. If you're like me, I like old stuff. I think time just kind of preserves something in these things that you can't get with new stuff. I haven't had this, but this was passed on to me. But it's been alive for 40 years. They don't make things like that anymore. 40-year-old camera, film that takes 10 minutes to instantly develop. So, how do you unload and load these things? Remember this little lever that I showed you before? Press that forward and this lip comes down, lets you access the cartridge, which, if any of you are interested, EDYS in Miranda, I'm pretty sure they sell Polaroid film, most types of Polaroid film, because I was actually looking at it last night. Unfortunately, as I said, they're very expensive, as a cartridge of 8 costs about $38. Let's get this cartridge out. And the lip pops out. So that's where the cartridge lives. And all you want to do is, see this little tab? You just want to grab it and just pull it out. So let's have a look at this cartridge. So these Polaroids come in a stack of 8, as I said before, and live inside this thing. And they come in a packet. So you crack the packet open, and then that has arrows when you first get one of these cartridges. And you literally just do it backwards to load a new cartridge in. It's that easy. Flip the top open, you line the cartridge up, and you just push it in. And then as soon as you click this in, you should hear that noise. And if it's a new cartridge, you should get a test photo popping out, which to me is a waste because you only get 8 as it is. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. This Polaroid camera, I mean, it's aged 40 years. The technology is old now. It has a certain spirit to it has a soul. When you take the photos and you take the time to compose the photo, knowing you only have 8 shots, you take the time to let the Polaroid photo develop properly in the dark without needing to peek at it. It has the best results over any sort of digital camera. This has tiny imperfections, it has light leaks, the ink can run, all sorts of things can happen to it, but it'll be unique to every photo that you take. If you're patient, things can really develop if you put the work in early and have the patience to see it through. Say cheese.
Hi guys, thanks for watching the video. Can you like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification, everything you need to do, you know what you need to do. Can you do it please? That'd be great. Alright, cool. See you in the next one guys. Take care.